India signed off their three-match ODI series down under with a dominating 9-wicket win in the third and final match at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli delivered a masterclass, silencing crickets, even though Australia won the series by 2-1. Rohit Sharma followed his brave half-century in Adelaide with a commanding unbeaten 121. His 33rd ODI century helped India finish the series on a high note. Virat Kohli, on the other hand, bounced back from consecutive ducks with a flawless unbeaten innings of 74 runs in the process. He surpassed Kumar Sangakkara to become the second highest run scorer in one-day internationals. He also eclipsed Sachin Tendulkar's record of 69 ODI 50s while chasing. Emotions ran very high, not just for India's win, but also because this could be the swang song for these two legends, possibly their final ODI appearance in Indian colours on Australian soil. With no India-Australia ODI series down under for the next 2 years, and with the duo no longer playing Test or T20 internationals, this moment was very special. Australia, opting to bat first, were bowled out for 236 in 46 overs and 4 deliveries. The home team, 2-0 up in the series, had looked set for another big total at 124 for 2 after just 22 overs. But a 4-wicket burst from Harshit Rana swung the momentum firmly in India's favour. Defending 237, Rohit and Kohli kept the Australian bowlers on their toes with a brilliant partnership, sealing a memorable win to end the series. Senior sports journalist Sanjeev Samuel is joining us here on the broadcast. Sanjeev, thank you so much for speaking to News9. Everybody everywhere across the social media platforms are asking one single question. What's next for Roko, the dynamic duo? Will we be seeing them next?
Yeah, actually, first of all, it was absolute joy to watch how Rohit and Virat Kohli played today. It was like turning back the clock. Like I remember, I was covering the 2016 limited over series in Australia, and these two guys, along with Shikhar Dhawan, had just kind of put on a great show of batsmanship in all the 5 one-days that they played. All like in every match, India got 300 plus, and these three guys were like simply spectacular. So in this series, we didn't know what to expect from Rohit and Virat because they were not playing regular cricket. But the way they turned out today was like absolute brilliant masterclass from them. I can say the Australian people were lucky to kind of get them to see at their best. Especially the way Rohit played today, it was like in the recent times, this is the best we have seen him bat. And what is there for them in the future, it is too early to say. The reason is like everybody's talking whether they will be there for the 2027 World Cup. But the thing is, it doesn't look like at least Rohit is there in the scheme of things of the selectors because otherwise they would have continued with him as captain. But these rings could change, would put them in a dilemma. Like it won't be a straightforward choice for them to kind of not have him. So he's just, it is not just about the runs, but the way he batted. It was just brilliant. Right at
Absolutely.
the top of his game.
A phenomenal performance by Rohit Sharma, of course. He performed in all the matches of this series. But I also want to understand from you, what do you think about the form of Virat Kohli? Because after one first 2 consecutive ducks, in the final match, he did perform. But what about the selectors? How will they be taking his performance during the series?
Virat Kohli, like along with Sachin Tendulkar, is the best player in the history of 50 overs format.
Absolutely.
And he is very fit. Uh, he'll be 37 in some time, but I think he's there in the scheme of things. The advantage now, only thing is, the challenge is that they don't play regularly, Rohit and Virat. So that is a question mark whether there are two things. There is an advantage also when you're not playing regularly, you get enough time to work on your game. And in the first 2 games, he did not get runs, but then he's kind of, you could see the way he batted today, he figured out what was going wrong, and he came up with a very beautiful innings today. Like he was like the broadcasters were analyzing the technical side of his game, and it was like just a master class for the young cricketers or young batters how to uh, how one should bat, the kind of the transfer of weight and just the positions he was getting into. So he's like today he proved that he's at the top of his game.
Also, Sanjeev, there is a slight dilemma amongst the fans here as well, specifically after listening to post-match, question answering session coming in from the dynamic duo, where Rohit Sharma said that, quote unquote, we don't know if he'll be coming back here next year. What do you have to think about, or comment on that?
Yeah, basically, I think what that meant is in the near future, India is not playing in Australia a one-day series. So they have retired from other formats. Uh, 2027 World Cup is in South Africa. So that is what they meant. Like after 2027 World Cup, definitely they won't be playing. So this could be their last game in Australia. And what a brilliant way to kind of finish in Australia, because both of them have a great record in Australia in limited overs, and it was just the perfect kind of a finish for them. I will say the Australian people just were lucky to get them to see at their best. Otherwise, at the fag end of your career, you are not able to put your best performances. But these two guys were superb.
A lot of people were actually, scrutinizing Rohit Sharma over his fitness and other forms that he has played now since he has been retired from all those formats, Sanjeev. But it looked like we saw a hungrier Rohit Sharma during this series.
Yeah, actually, 2 weeks ago, I bumped into him at the Mumbai Cricket Association Academy where he was training, and like I've not seen him fitter than he at this time. The way he kind of, you could make out that he's lost weight and he's like looking much fitter than earlier. So and and he's a very experienced player in terms of how to handle situations. The great thing about Rohit is he knows when the pressure is on, he knows how to turn turn up at that moment. Whenever you've seen it during his career also, whenever there has been a question mark about his place in the side, he will come up with a very good innings, and that is what he did. So today the batting conditions were better, but Adelaide was tougher, and the way he batted over there kind of survived and managed to get a big knock. So that spoke volumes of his temperament as well as his understanding of the situation, how to kind of manage to score runs even when you are not at your best. So that is Rohit Sharma. He's a big match player, and he again showed why he is rated so highly.
If we have to speak about 2027's World Cup, because that is going to be the next big thing for us, if I could ask you how these performances are actually going to affect the selection process over there, and what might now run through the selector's mind after seeing these performances during the series?
Yeah, today's performance definitely has put the selectors in a dilemma, because it looked like these two guys were not there in their scheme of things. At least Rohit was not there in their scheme of things for 2027 World Cup. That is why they named Gill as captain, because they are looking at building a team for 2027. But the way these two guys have played today, it won't be an easy decision. So it puts them back into contention.
Sanjeev, thank you so much for joining here for the chat for the viewers of News 9. It is always a delight to have you here speaking sports with us. So that's the absolute brilliant performance by the dynamic duo of Roko. Everybody has been waiting for some runs coming out of Virat Kohli's bat as well. And in the final match, he has performed.